Hi, welcome to Thomas Family Light Show. Today we're going to talk about when I power injected with my show and when I did not, and the decisions around that. So stay tuned, we'll get right to it. So as you're getting into this hobby, power injection is an extremely sensitive subject. Many people have different ways that they want to do it. There's a lot of factors involved in power injection, specifically around how bright you are running your show, how many pixels you have in your show, maybe even what your prop is doing in regards to how many lights would be on at any one time. For me, I started off initially trying to keep a good rule of thumb of about 150 to 200 pixels before I power injected. And I ended up finding out that was probably a good rule of thumb, using kind of standard bullet pixels. For my arches that I have in the front yard, which I'll show you here in just a moment, those are 341 pixels each, and I am running my entire show at 30% brightness. Initially, when I planned on setting up those arches, since they are so close to the road, I was going to run those around 20% brightness just to ensure that I didn't have any power issues or fading with some of the pixel colors as I went through it. Additionally, with these arches, they have 3 arches at the top, along with a snowflake and a bat. The bat I'm not using during the Christmas season. We'll be using it during the Halloween season. And so not every single pixel would be on at a time with that one. So what I did end up doing was I ran at 30% brightness. I do have power coming into the main part of the arch, and then I am power balancing to the other side of the arch. So as the power comes in to one side of the arch, and then it goes all through the sequence and then comes out the other side, those are getting power from the same port, but they're only getting data from the one side. And so that power balance allows those 341 pixels to really be sharing power from both sides, and I'm not seeing any reduction in brightness across those pixels. Another prop that I was going to power balance, and that was the Christmas trees right over my shoulder here. Those Christmas trees are just over 200 pixels a piece, and needing to power balance on those was originally in my plan just due to the number of pixels in that. But when I got those set up, I started testing those, and really just due to how the singing trees work, I didn't end up needing to power balance them running at 30%. They seem to be bright just on their own with no issues. So I left them with just the one single connection to the port coming off of my Culp 8 and then the 16 port Falcon expansion card. So that worked out really well there. The next area in my show that needed to be considered for power injection was the front of my garage area. And that's because I have the control box on the corner of the garage that we talked about before, and then that is coming across. It is going around each of the outlines of my garage, going through the snowflake, going on the other outline of the garage, then going into the double present on this side, up the side of the garage, and then ending at the ornament. The ornament itself, when I was testing it, did see some color reduction at full brightness just because of the matrix in the middle and then the outline around that. So for this run of lights, I actually decided to go ahead and power inject at 2 spots. And I guess you can say power inject in one spot and then power balance. So I am bringing in additional power halfway through this run in between both garage doors on the other side of the snowflake. Then it goes through the next garage door, up the side, and then into the ornament. And then under the end of the ornament, I am power balancing on that ornament. I haven't seen any reduction in color or lighting by doing it that way, so it has worked out really well for me in that design. So that's the quick walkthrough of when I power injected and when I did not power inject for my show. I really appreciate you watching. Please go ahead, if you haven't already, consider subscribing for more Christmas lighting content. Thank you.